Hey guys, this is 681 Shadow. Welcome to my full anime review of Kiznaiver. Hopefully you've been keeping up with my episode reviews as each episode came out. If you want to check those out, I'll leave a link in the description for those. And before I start the actual review, I'm going to preface the anime. So right now you will see a time skip on the screen saying where I will start the spoiler including review of this anime. So if you do not want to be spoiled, do not watch past that point. And if you've seen the anime, for the whole anime, well, I just really worded that oddly, but if you've seen the whole anime, you can just keep on watching because you will not be spoiled. So this is a drama sci-fi anime. It takes place in a fictional city where these teenagers are connected by a certain bond that bonds them by their pain. So that's basically the premise of the anime. It's definitely one that got me to start watching more diverse animes rather than just action ones. This is the first non-action anime that I started watching, and it's not the first. It's not the first one I'm reviewing fully. Well, actually, not the first non-action, but well, actually, yes, it is. It is actually that I started. Not that I finished, but that I started because I did. Well, I did finish Togashi Kashi, but anyways, not to get off track. If you're into the type of anime that's what is it? That's like it's like sci-fi futuristic with some drama in there with the characters, then this is definitely the anime for you. So that's all I have for the preface. Now it's time for the review. So one thing I really liked about this anime was the character development. Studio Trigger A, which was the part of Studio Trigger that did this anime because it's an original series, not a manga or light novel. They developed the characters so well. The character development was just on point in this anime. It wasn't like oh, one character got development. No, all 8 characters developed in some way. Whether it was it was in the last episode, for example, Katsuhira and Sonozaki, or it was along a couple episodes, for example, Maki or Honoka. So that's the character development. It was I will not put the overemphasizing of character development over plot was a bad thing. I'm definitely putting it as a good thing because it was worth it to the plot. All that character development, it all came together in the final episode of how Sonozaki was on the bridge and they were all yelling to her through the police walkie-talkie, the microphone. So I definitely thought it was a good sort of way to deal with going through the story rather than going like, oh, we're going to advance through the plot of the summer. But instead of just having them go through the summer, going through these missions that they would be given by Sonozaki and the rest of the Kizna crew, they basically went they had a whole character development which led to the breakdown in episode 9. And that was just depressing to watch at episode 9. That was depressing, but another thing that's really all for the character development. But another thing I liked, and while it may be a small thing, and not so much a thing about the actual anime, is the intro, the opening. I keep saying intro rather than opening for animes, but I just gotta get used to it. But the opening is really good for this anime. Like, it was really something I was very fond of. I definitely enjoyed watching it every episode because, if you don't really like an opening, you're not going to watch it. You're just going to skip past it. Like, for example, when I watch Dragon Ball Super every Sunday, me and my brother, we aren't too fond of the opening. Like, it's okay. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it's okay. So it's like, and plus they haven't changed it in 50 episodes, and don't think they're planning on changing it at all. So it's definitely But then for this anime, they had a really eye-catching opening. The song was really good. It showed you all the characters. Nothing really about them, nothing too revealing, which is good. But it was definitely something that I really enjoyed about the anime. It's something small. Another thing I liked was just the whole premise of the anime. How it was about this system that bonds people by their pain, which eventually, because at the beginning we thought that this system would be just for their pain, but eventually it starts evolving because it goes through different stages. Because the 17s, being Hisomu, Tenka, Nico, Katsuhira, Maki, Chidori, and Yuta, This was the Kizna group's most successful bunch. So they were able to go on to the highest stages, with them eventually breaking in episode 9. I really liked how they evolved it from just pain to from just physical pain to mental pain, and then they started hearing each other's thoughts. Even though they all broke at the point where where they were all hearing each other's thoughts, it was really an evolution for it. And then the final evolution after that was after the system was broken, the feelings of the system were still implanted in them. So even though they weren't bound by the system, they still felt Katsuhira's mental pain, and that was the entire. And according to Urushi, that was the entire goal of people to just feel each other's pain. So I really like how they evolved, how the system didn't just stay, oh, if you get punched, everyone's gonna feel it. No, it went like, if you get punched, everyone's gonna feel it. If someone tells you off, then everyone's gonna feel it, and whatever odd thoughts you're having, everyone else in the group will be able to hear those thoughts. So it really became this big encompassing system. And I don't want to go into so many more things because I don't want this to become like an hour-long review, because I have other things I have something else to record that you would have seen already because it's getting uploaded yesterday as a bonus. But yeah, 3 videos yesterday. That's pretty crazy. But probably should have saved one up today, but you're gonna have 3 for yesterday. But onto the things that I don't like, that I didn't like. The first thing I didn't really like. There's nothing I hated in this anime. I'm just gonna point that out right now. There's nothing I hated in this anime. There's just things that could have been done better. Like, one thing was backstory. The backstory in this anime, while it was really helpful, it came really late. Like 2/3 of the way into the anime. Here's backstory for you. So, yeah, because it's just like we're going through the episodes, like around episode 6, episode 7. It's just like, all right, we've gotten like backstory on Maki because they've been trying for her to open up and stuff. So we got like some backstory in Utah, but we don't really need any on him because that what we got from him encompassed everything. And then we got some on Chidori and Katsuhira. Not really some on the other thing. Not really. Nico, Tenga, and Hisamu. They don't really need. They didn't get backstory, and that's another thing that I didn't really like. They didn't give a backstory in every single person, but what bugged me was it took them 2/3 of the season to give us backstory on pretty much the 2 main characters, Katsuhira and Sonozaki, on the original Kizna experiment. It took them up to episode 9 where we finally got that backstory from Sonozaki, and then they just built upon it. Well, they built upon it good. I feel like it just took way too long. I feel like they should have done it a bit sooner into the anime. So that's one thing I did like. Another thing, let's see, is there anything else I did not like about this anime? I really don't plan these out. I should have like generally what I'm gonna say, but I should probably think these out. But there's nothing really There's nothing else I really did not like about this anime. This anime was really promising when I saw the first episode, and it turned out to be really promising. But sadly, there's not going to be another season of this, which it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, I say sadly, but it's a bittersweet feeling. It's bittersweet because sad because it was a great show. It's going to be hard to say goodbye to it, as are a lot of the animes I'm going to be reviewing over this time. But also happy because it ended in a good spot. It ended really well. They patched everything up nicely. But the only thing I would ask for, if Studio Trigger wants to, at some point, make us an OVA as an epilogue of when I want to see an OVA of when Katsuhira and Sonozaki get out of the hospital, and at the same time the other 5 kids are released from the 5 kids that were in the original experiment are released from the institution, and they become parts of society. They join this like little friend, and they join this friend circle that we've made from the Kiznaivers, the main Kiznaivers from the show. I'd really like to see that over, and then some other things like how Nico said next time we go to the picture booth, Sonozaki should come with them. They should have that, and how Nico said me and Chidori are gonna have a fist fight on the beach for Tanga. They should have that as well. Like, because they tease, because there's not gonna be season 2, but they just tease so much of a next time, the final episode. So I really want a continuation of the series. But I don't know that we're gonna get it. Hopefully it could happen. That's what I'm hoping. And if that does happen, if we get an OVA, I will definitely review it. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to review it as soon as I see it, or as soon as I can after I see it. But anyways, my overall rating for this anime, I'm going to give this anime a 9.5 out of 10 because of course I had dislikes, so it's not perfect, but there are many things I did like, so it would be a 9.5 out of 10. So it's hard to say this. It's hard to say goodbye to the first non-action anime that I started watching, but it sure was a fun. It sure was a blast. So that's going to be it for my Kiznaiver review, my final Kiznaiver review. If you want to see all my episodical reviews for Kiznaiver, the link to that playlist will be down in the description below. If you want to see Kiznaiver, I will have a link to the Kisanime page below, so you can watch all of the episodes cost-free. And if you want to check out my Twitter, I don't really advertise my Twitter that much, but I'm going to advertise it here. If you want to check out my Twitter is @681shadow, or that will be in the description below. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you all next time.